All right, guys, side control is a position where in tournaments and in general training, a lot of guys, when they get their guard passed and guys end up in side control, they tend to panic a lot. They tend to start pushing, going crazy, and trying to exert as much energy as possible to get the person back in the guard. The best strategy when you get your guard pass is to be a little bit patient, to take your time, and a lot of times he'll make the space for me and the opportunity will arise in order for me to escape. The trick to side mount, escaping the side mount, isn't so much making the escape happen. A lot of times it's just waiting for the right opportunity, and a lot of times, especially against a bigger training partner, that's your best bet. The first thing we're going to work on today is going to be the first part of a series I call the Sidemount Escape Series, the SES. And we'll focus on the arm control and how to get the arm into controlling position, and then later on in other lessons we'll figure out the actual escapes. So the person has passed my guard, they're in side control, they're under my forearm, they're under my neck, they're holding me snug. My biggest fear is to get mounted. I mean, it's not really so much of a fear, but it is something I would like to avoid. So if the guy puts this knee on the belly and tries to mount, okay, that's what I don't want. I mean, that's probably the hardest thing to stop. Everything else is fairly easy. So from side mount, I'm going to hug the guy snug, and a lot of times the fact that I'm controlling the guy's arms here, behind my head, driving my head into the ground, making it hard for him to move, the second he feels trapped is when he's usually going to react and start to pull his arm out. He's usually going to pull this arm out. If a guy pulls this arm out, it's real easy to swim under, block the hip, put him back in the guard, standard hip escape. But usually that's not the arm they pull out, it's this one over here. So by controlling him here, a lot of times the guy will switch his hip and pull the arm out and then try to work for a submission, or if you're in a fight, a strike from this position. My main concern is to control this arm over here. I know that this arm here has got a job. He's going to hold on to me and it's pretty much going to stay there. He's not going to really do a whole lot with this arm. My biggest problem is this arm here. The good news is I have two hands against one. So one more time, as the guy starts to switch his hips, and again I'm driving my hand to the ground, I'm controlling the arm, making it feel like this arm, I'm trying to trap it. So a lot of times by me trying to trap the arm, he pulls it out. As he pulls it out, look, I swim and control the arm here. My other hand comes across his head and blocks. So notice the grip here. The arm that's closest to the armpit is blocking his arm from coming into me. My other arm, the one that's closest to the elbow, is cupping over to where he can't pull away. So he can't pull into me, he can't pull away. So now it's my two hands against his one arm. Now, from here, I'll just wait. I know that he can't do a whole lot. The fact that this arm here is isolated, he can't do anything. Even if he starts to swim back inside, his goal is to swim back inside and re-hug my neck. So he can maybe switch his hips the other way, here, and maybe release this arm to work, okay? When a guy's side mounted, he's either going to hold you with one arm here or the other arm. Switch back the other way, boom, and then he'll switch his hips, see? So he's either going to hold you with one or the other. I know, generally, most people will switch this way. So I'm ready to swim inside here and block here. Now, from here, what I want is I want his body as low this way as possible. I don't want him high. I don't want him up here. I want him low. So the second he changes, as he starts to switch his hips and pull the arm out, this arm swims, I go 1, 2, and now I adjust myself nice and low. So all of his body weight is down here. Okay, and now it's a 2-on-1. The game is, if he swims inside, go ahead, swim. Look, this arm here blocks, this arm here re-swims. No matter what he does, go ahead, get it under, fight a little bit, get it under, look. My elbow's down, he goes up, I'm blocking. Even if he swims, look, I re-swim. And just the fact you can hold this position here, a lot of times the guy will start to panic so much and he'll make space for you. And that's when you're going to get out. So, the key to today's lesson isn't so much the escape, it's the setup for the escape. Now, the beauty about this particular technique is whether you are wearing a gi, whether you're not wearing a gi, or whether the guy can actually hit you, it's all universal. Most of the things I try to teach are universal for the self-defense art, right? So from here, if I'm holding him down, controlling him here, the guy starts to get a little bit antsy because I'm holding him too tight and he really can't do anything. He switches his hips first, boom, and he starts to pull the arm out to maybe attack my arm, maybe to strike, maybe to do whatever. Immediately, look, I swim, look, my fingers come across first. So the second I feel him start to release here, look, my hand comes inside. 1, 2. First grip, I'm using the C-clamp here to keep the guy from driving into me. My second hand is up and over, thumbless grip. So one grip is with the thumb, the other grip is without. Here, elbow snug. My elbow here, snug to his body here. So this is the position, and I just chill. Because I know, first of all, he can't hit me. No way. If he tries to hit me with the other hand, bump the hip and I'm out. He can't let go with that hand because he has no control. So this one has to stay here, and this one I have control, 2-on-1. So I'm going to win this fight every single time. The number one thing that once I get my control here, I don't want to do, and my number one focus is to not allow him to hug my neck. They hug your neck, they switch your arms, it changes everything. So once a guy pulls the arm out and switches his hips, 1, 2. Just the fact that you stay here a lot of times will give you an opportunity. You'll see an opening to put the guy back in the guard and eventually escape.